Hello everyone, I'm here again with another view that I really felt like sharing today as I was going for a walk to the park nearby. I noticed so many shops there. Some of them were not open, obviously, because it was early morning. And as I walked, I looked at my right, I found shops. I looked at my left on the way, on the road, I found different shops. That made me to realize that as a human being, I feel it's the biggest blessing to be alive on this earth right now. The reason why I feel is road pay. I saw pigeons, I saw different insects, I saw lizard and dog, cats. So many animals were there. But the biggest blessing that you and me have right now is that we are human beings. And why do I think it's a blessing to be a human being is whatever problem you have, whether it's your physical, financial, mental, emotional, psychological, or any problem in your body or any problem in your home or any problem that you're facing, n number of problems are there, but for each problem, there is a designated person who is ready to help you, obviously, for consideration of money. But there is something. If you have a problem regarding any disease, you have someone to help you. If you have a problem regarding anything about law disputes, you have a lawyer. If you have a problem regarding anything that is like about education, you have a person who is capable of helping you. So, for each and every problem in this world, we have designed it in a manner that you have a particular individual who can help you in that manner, right? Everywhere, wherever, whatever difficulty is there, we have made certain rules and regulations keeping in mind for a human being. So, the first person that comes in your mind who can solve any number of problems by going to a therapist or by going to any counselor or by going to anyone who is ready to help him solve his problem. So everything in this world, if you happen to go on a road, just do this exercise. As you're riding, just for a fraction of a second, just look at your right or left. There'll be a number of shops. There'll be medical stores, or there'll be a hospital, there'll be a mechanic shop, and there'll be grocery shop. So all of this are, why are all of these? They are there to help you and me for our betterment, for us. Don't you feel that it's like, you are a prince or a princess of a place and everything is for you? I agree. There are also veterinary hospitals, there are spas for animals also, I agree, but not to that extent to which it's catered for a human being. Now if you go to a five-star hotel, the ambience, the luxury is mind blowing. It's of another level. I'm not coming even to that. I'm just telling the basic things. Every corner of a street or every street has certain shops to cater for the daily needs of the daily groceries of human being. So every area has a hospital, a clinic, or necessary things, medical store. Now there are so many gold shops also. I'm not coming to the luxurious viewpoint. I'm just coming to the basic viewpoint. So I feel I'm so lucky that I'm a human being, that there's so many things for the betterment of us. And even now they are making certain unique things that will help humans who will come future in life. How can they make betterment for them? And even now I heard that scientists are trying to figure out how can they have a lady giving birth to a young one without any pain. So that is not cesarean, I guess. That is, they are trying to search for a way by which without any pain she's able to deliver it normally. So people are trying to focus on things by which they are making it more easier for a person to undergo any treatment without any pain. So before 100 years back, you had the the pain was immense when they had to go undergo a surgery. When anesthesia was introduced, again, it made it more easier for a human being to tolerate. There was no pain. So as we are progressing scientifically, we are trying to make it more easier to human being, and the main focus is on a human being. So it should bring ease to a human being. It should be completely easy for them. And so that way I really felt good, that yeah, that is the biggest blessing a person can get, is being born as a human being. Because if I was an insect, I would have taken days together to cross the road, there where there is heavy traffic. I just assumed if I was a pigeon, I don't know where would I die. And there were many wires, electricity, those wires were there, electrical wires. So if they don't know, they might sit on it and die. There's so many of them as it is die. I was thinking, if I was a pigeon, what would my life be? But I'm glad that I'm a human being, and I can feel that everything is made just for us. All the things in this world, I think even having a pet is just for our betterment. We want a pet not because he needs us, because we need him. We are so fed up of our lives, of where there is so much of betrayal, so much of negativity. We feel that a animal's love is the most purest love, because it's done without any other motive. It's just the most faithful love that we are getting. So I feel everything is for our betterment, for our good. And I that is the biggest feeling of being blessed to be born as a human being. I might not be very rich, but I'm glad that I'm able to enjoy those benefits. I can go to any shop and purchase, and at the same time, if something happens, if a person falls down, I'm sure there'll be one or two persons who will try to pick him up, who will try to help him. So I feel I'm glad. Now, the same thing, if a rat has fallen down, or if a rat is, a car ran on it and it's about to die, no one will go and care about it. I don't think so. Forget about rat, even a cat or a dog. There are very few who will care about it. Try to, take it to a hospital. I don't think so. But if the same happens to a human being, to a human baby, or to a lady, or even to any lay person, any man who is walking, if he faints, there'll be around people around trying to help him out. I'm sure there are good people also in this world who will try to help, because we all want that. We all want to be helped in the simplest, most basic manner, like trying to give them water, or trying to pull their hand, trying to help them to stand up. So these are all basic things, and we expect people to help us. And yeah, so there I feel so blessed. And one instance was, I was unwell one day, and I happened to go to a doctor, and he gave me injection. And I had to actually sit there for some 10 minutes, because the injection would uh, have an effect of me fainting. It was the power was more of the injection, but unfortunately, I just got up. As I walked on the street, I only remember that I could just see many colors before my eyes, and I just fainted. There were like bright colors on my eye. I could just see green, blue, and all that. I think that is a color that anyone sees who is about to faint. And then I fainted, and when I got up, I still recollect, my father was catching my right hand, and my mother was catching my right leg. And there were other people who were holding me just like a dead deer. They catch the hands and feet, each individual catches the hand and the feet of the animal, and they go the same. I'm thinking, where am I, and why are these people holding me like this? And then I got up, and they said, please sit on the bike, we will take you back to the hospital, because you had fainted. And I didn't know what to say, because it was such a funny situation, where people are holding me and taking, just like a dead pig. When the people in the forest area, they hold, hold the animal by its hands and feet, and they go in the same manner. I got up, and I don't know who was the person who had his bike, and he just said me, sit on this bike. I sat, and there were people around, so many of them had come, and I was thinking, why are they why have they come and why are they trying to help me out? I was like clueless in that situation. And then he took me on his bike, and I got down, I went to the hospital, sat there for some time. The doctor said that you had to sit, and you just hurried away. And then it took some time for me to realize all this had happened. So yeah, so even now when I think about it, I do pray for the well-being of the person who helped me. There were so many of them who had gathered there, and I don't know, they all were like trying to help me out in the situation. And yeah, I'm thankful. So what I feel is human life is important. Of course, every life in this world is equally important. But what I feel is we all are our main focus. The focal point is human being. After that is the animals and all those things, plants and all that comes into picture. So that's what we feel. We are superior. One criteria of thinking we are superior, I really feel good about it, that we are superior, we are so intelligent, we are making so many things. Any machinery I see, whether it's an AC or washing machine or you know microwave, any machine, I tend to think someone had thought about this. Someone thought about this. He wanted to make it and he made it. And that's brilliant thing when coming to NASA, coming to ISRO, so many of them, it's like mind is brilliant. Our mind is brilliant. And there are no words to describe like whatever we want, we can do, whether it's good or bad. If your focus is there, you can do. That is one aspect. The second aspect, what I feel bad is we always feel we are superior, we are better. When there is a lion to save, when there is a human being to save, our focus will be we have to save the human being first, because we feel we are superior and our life is more important than a lion. Even if it is an extinct animal, that is like tiger or anyone which is very less in number. If there is a person, human being in a cage, and if there is a tiger, our focus will be first save the human being, and then we'll focus on tiger. So our focus will be first is human being, whether it's poor, rich, whoever it is, our focus will be first should the human being should be saved, and after that anyone anything else. So that's how we are trained, and that's good. I completely agree that human being life is more important, because more than him, the people who love him, the people who care for him, and whom he loves. If a person dies, not only him but the people who loved him, they die within. That relation dies, and that's very hard to accept, because we are so grounded with emotional bondness, and so much of connection and so much of bonding is there, that it's very difficult to forget anyone. Even if you meet someone a week back, and suddenly when you come to know that the person isn't anymore, it takes little time for you to uh, settle in, and to digest the fact that the person is not there. So it's very hard to overcome that. So though the second aspect which I would like to say is, we always think that we are superior, but when coming to the mother earth is it is a living space for us, for plants, for animals. Earth never distinguishes who is better, who is lesser, who is stronger, who is very weak. But we have already distinguished in our mind that we are the greatest, and it's after us is everything else. After the most precious thing is human life, and after that comes any other animal, any other species, any other plant's life. So when I look at the earth, it doesn't distinguishes the difference between a human being, or it gives equally, it produces equally, the fruits, the vegetables, and whoever gets it, they get its share and they eat, if it's animals. But what we have always felt that we are superior. But do you really think that we are superior to them, or they are superior to us? Because when we see leopards attacking, they're encroaching to cities. They are not in the forest anymore. Most of them are coming to cities. So Well, what is your viewpoint regarding this? Because my viewpoint says that they are not encouraging, we are encouraging their place. We have done so many industries, so many factories, so much is taken, so the population has increased to a great extent, and we are encroaching their area, and we are building houses, and we blame to them that they are coming to our this one. So how true is that? So we are trying to destroy the nature, or we are trying to build up. So there is so many facts are there by which we cannot, uh, we can only say that we have to make sure that we are protecting the animals also by not encroaching into their their forests. But at the same time, we are so stuck with the thought that if we don't encroach, the population will not have place to live. So how can we overcome this situation wherein even the animals are can say can stay comfortably in their respective forests, and they'll not encroach, and we will also have enough place to live, wherein apartments were started, and there is a boom in apartments. Initially in southern India, there was, the houses were owned, but later on, now even in south India, the boom of apartments, there are so many flats, there are so many apartments. So in spite of that, there is still encroachment going on. So I personally feel that what we are doing is indirectly harming the mother nature. As we are encroaching, we are trying to build certain houses or certain factories, that is again creating some other pollution, that is again, it's coming like a loop, wherein we are not having enough water, we are not having enough, sanitation. Everything comes back to the same thing. So what I personally feel is this has a positive criteria, and it also has a negative criteria. Positive, yes, of course, we feel we are the superior, and more priority is given to us than anyone else. The negative thing is we have started feeling that we are the king or queen of this earth, and we can do anything. For us, the life of animals is just on papers, we say, but to us, in our hearts, it's always like my way or highway. Like, I'm telling about the bureaucrats who are investing lakhs and crores in these things, where they want to encroach, they want to build something best, and they want to loot. At the same time, if I think about the life of animals, how it's getting, affected to a great extent because of this, that I would like to throw light on this again in the next video. But that's what I feel, that they are not having that freedom that we are having. Animals are not having even the place of their habitat, that is the forest area, that must not be touched, not only now, also in future, because already half of it has been used, and many of them are private institutions are planning to do something else, want to take 5-10%, then again they'll start focusing on again increasing that area of construction. So that worries me to a greater extent. But one thing what we have to always remember is, when we start with something small to harm the nature, that will again become a loop and come back to us and hit us. If we try to harm the mother nature, it will again come back. Now I would like to give you an example that had happened in 1954 or so. Please correct me if I'm wrong. In Japan, I don't know, some Asian country, I guess in China or Japan, it had happened that there were many birds that were coming and feeding on the this one the harvest. So people got fed up of this, and they said the birds are coming and feeding on the harvest, we are not getting enough harvest. The prime minister then immediately went and he he implied it that they're gonna shoot the birds, and the birds were shot, the birds died. And after they died, when the harvest grew, most of the harvest was destroyed again. Now, this created so much of confusion in the minds of the farmers. They thought if the birds aren't there, the harvest will be completely good in a good condition. But it didn't happen. Why it didn't happen? Because when they shot the birds, the locusts are a kind of insects that feed on the harvest. Now these birds had what they were doing is they would make sure that they are feeding on the locusts that are harming the crops. You're understanding curve the curve, the cycle, the life cycle. The birds were eating the locusts that were harming the harvest. Now the birds died, so the locusts doubled in number, and then they were feeding on the crops and damaging the crops. So the locusts became so many that it was very difficult to control them, because most of them were eaten by birds. The locusts, the insects, were eaten by birds. But since birds died, so the locusts increased in number and they damaged the entire crop. So we should always remember that whatever we do has some consequence in future, and it will have damages in future. If you do something negative, that consequence will come back to us in much more harsher way. That's what I felt. So yeah, we have to look at these things very with very clear vision. And wise people must be kept in big bureaucratic positions, or the one who are leading the country, because we need people who will not only think of today but also of the future, and make sure they comply to all these things with a vision of sagaciousness, with wiseness in their mind, to help humanity to have better life. So I would not like to prolong it more further. It's already a too long video. And if you have any more views, any other viewpoint, please feel free to share, discuss with me. For now, bye.